Willie D live.
What's up, family? Y'all remember the chick that was on Dr. Phil named Bhad Bhabie? She calls herself Bhad Bhabie. She coined the phrase "catch me outside." Yeah, on Saturday, she delivered some bad news to her fans, saying that her cancer had gotten worse. But she did say that God has the final word. I ain't got no problem with that. I really hate to see this for somebody like her. I'm talking about like a youngster, like I hate to see it for anybody, but especially for somebody that's only 22 years old to be hit with such devastating news. Now, she first shared her cancer diagnosis back in 2024, but she didn't say what type of cancer she had. She did tell her fans that her white blood cells were high, which is an indication of some type of blood cancer or what do you call it, bone marrow disorders, right? So I think it is somewhere in that ballpark. If she didn't tell you, you probably would not know, or other than the fact that when she lost a lot of weight. But other than that, she continues to just live her life. Like she got a nose job recently, and she still be out on the scene, and trying to enjoy life. She don't seem to be one of those girls that's too bothered with what's going on around her as far as like you know trying to please everybody, right? Um, like all of us, she's flawed, but I thought this story was interesting, and it should be covered because there are a lot of people out there who are going through something like this. It might not be cancer, but it could be some other type of chronic illness. And, you know, it weighs heavily on the family and loved ones of somebody like this. There was some people saying things like, well, this is her karma for butting into people's business. So I don't follow her like that. So I don't know what she's done to this person or that person. But I'm not buying the whole karma thing, because if karma was so damn real, Emmett Till would have gotten justice. That woman who lied on Emmett Till lived to be 80-something years old. She was old and decrepit. On her deathbed, she finally told the truth and said she lied. If karma was that serious, it didn't take any days off, you wouldn't have these people who actually owned human beings who died in their sleep at a ripe old age of 95, 100, 82, stuff like that. You would not have people like Donald Trump in power at 79 years old. Donald Trump is one of the worst human beings on the planet. And he's been blessed with the highest job in the land. He's in the Oval Office, got his name on buildings, sitting on about damn near, he's cruising to $4 billion thanks to robbing the United States of America citizens blind. Like, there's too many people who deserve some get back who never got get back. There's too many people who deserve to be in prison who are walking free. Way too many. There's too many people at the top of major industries who have never been punished, who continue to ruin other people's lives, though. Where is the karma? What is like karma takes days off or something? Skip a day, skip a year, skip a decade. What's going on? I think justice denied is one of the greatest travesties ever. I think that if karma was real, I think karma should happen immediately. Now, I know I mentioned Trump having his name on buildings and having all this money and all this stuff, and I understand money and everything, having your name on buildings ain't everything. But I'm just saying, dog, the dude got a whole lot of things that many of us wake up every day striving for. Now, I know you got your material world, and then you got your soul to deal with. And so there are people who are going to say, yeah, well, he's going to get it in the afterlife. How can you be so sure? I think that if people do bad things in life, they should be punished in life. And the people they did bad things to should be able to get justice while they're still living so that they can see and witness the justice, and so that the perpetrator can witness the pain. I was thinking about Bhad Bhabie's situation, and because she's kind of controversial, she's controversial. Many people have nothing for her. They don't care nothing about her. They like she the worst of the worst and all these type of things, right? But you got to remember, this girl had a tough life. She got did dirty at an early age. You don't go on Dr. Phil and start speaking the way that she spoke. And you don't go to any type of show and you're a guest and the show's name is, the title of the show is, I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime. That was the title of the show. I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime. The girl had a turbulent childhood. Nobody behaves like that out of nowhere. So she had a toxic household that she grew up in. And she's the product of that, like so many more of us. Now, I know at the end of the day, everybody's going to say, yeah, well, all that's cool. Everybody got a sad story. Everybody got a sob story. Everybody's been through something, and that is true. And so I'm not trying to give her an excuse, and I'm damn sure not trying to give her a pass, because at the end of the day, the judge don't care about how tough your life was. Well, unless you're white, depending on what you did, how many people you killed or essayed, they're gonna give you some special consideration. But in general, they don't care. All they know is you did this and you're gonna pay for that crime. And this is a crime and punishment country. This country believes in punishment for crimes. Even if you didn't commit the crime, if they got you in front of them, they're going to give you some time. They're going to try to figure out some kind of way to give you some time, because they need somebody working in those penitentiaries for 6 cents an hour. They need somebody to work those jobs. They need somebody that they can outsource to these fast food restaurants and some of these other companies so that they can use them and still pay them 6 or maybe 12 cents. If they go outside, they might get 12 cents or 20 cents an hour. I think the going rate is I think the highest any of them can get paid is like maybe 50 cents an hour or something. It's crazy. So I'm not going to kick the girl while she's down. I don't really know enough about her, but I do know enough about this type of situation where young people have to face the possibility of early death. That's cold-blooded, especially when you see evil live to be 79, 80, 90, 95. I'm talking about wicked people, horrible people, people that start unjust wars, people that lie every day, all day. That's what I'm talking about. I really hate to see something like this. That said, I'm wishing Bhad Bhabie can turn it around. And if you're going through something, I'm hoping you can turn it around too. No more talk.